So it's fall here and I'm going to finish harvesting my parsley. It's cooled off recently, so it's starting to do a little bit better. Parsley does really well when it's cool, but it's Minnesota and it's October, so it's not going to last much longer. It's probably going to snow soon, any day likely. So I'm going to finish harvesting my parsley so I can preserve it for the off season. No need to be cautious about snipping off parsley leaves at the end of the growing season. We're harvesting it all now. With our parsley gathered, let's explore various drying methods. But first, let's rinse off any dirt or debris off of our parsley, and then let's lay it out to dry on paper towels. The first method we're going to look at is drying parsley with the food dehydrator. Lay the parsley leaves out evenly on the food dehydrator trays. Make sure they are not overlapping to allow proper air circulation. This ensures that each leaf dries uniformly. With the trays loaded, it's time to start the dehydrator. Set the temperature to 100 degrees Fahrenheit and start the drying process. After dehydrating for 14 or 15 hours, the parsley has dried out sufficiently and is ready for storage. You can either store stems directly or remove the leaves from the stems at this point. The key is to store them in airtight containers to keep out moisture and to prevent oxidation. The next method we'll look at is drying parsley with an air fryer. When drying herbs in an air fryer, it's important to lay out your herbs in a single layer in stackable baskets that can contain your herbs. You don't want the herbs flying around in your air fryer when it's convecting. Once you have your herbs prepared, stack an empty basket on top and go ahead and load them into your air fryer. I set my air fryer at 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the lowest it goes, and I set it for 15 or 20 minutes. After about 20 minutes, remove the baskets from the air fryer. Be careful as they will be hot. After the baskets have been removed, let them cool off for several minutes before proceeding. Remove the dried parsley from the baskets, separating the leaves from the stems if desired. Put your dried parsley into airtight containers for long-term storage. The third method we'll look at is air drying parsley. To air dry parsley, simply tie small bundles together with twine and hang them upside down in a well-ventilated area for about 2 weeks. With the parsley, this is starting to turn very brown. Air drying probably not the best method for a delicate herb like parsley. The fourth and final method we'll look at is oven drying. First, lay down some parchment paper on a baking sheet. Then lay out your parsley, making sure not to overlap the stems. It's important to leave them enough room while drying. Set the oven to the lowest temperature, which is probably around 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Put the baking sheet in the oven, leaving the door slightly ajar. After around 40 minutes, remove the parsley from the oven. Remove the leaves from the stems. Gather up your dried parsley and place it into airtight containers. Let's take a look at our results. We've tried air drying parsley, using a food dehydrator, drying it in the oven, and even using an air fryer. So what is the best method for drying parsley? For me, I would have to say probably the air fryer. It held up quality-wise and color-wise, and it did it in just 15 minutes at 170 degrees. The oven was a close second. The food dehydrator actually did really well. It just took like 14 to 15 hours, but if you got that kind of time, it's probably the best method. I would say the least desirable method is probably just air drying. There was just way too much color loss and way too much quality loss using that method, so I would say probably not. For more gardening tips and tricks, please visit me at herbgardencooking.com. Thanks for stopping by.